Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this weekend's video we head over to Poole for the weekend. Our personal effects arrive from Australia and we finally leave Lymington. Not before a mishap with a seacock and a visit from another channel. Stay tuned till the end where we reveal some really exciting news. I hope you enjoy the video. Hi, we are Sally and Tony, a couple of middle-aged Aussies who have decided to combine our passions with our work on our 2004 Oyster 56 called Osprey. We intend to sail as many oceans for as long as we're able and to create a network of friends and crew to join us on board as we sail the world in search of adventure.
Love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal.
This is the afternoon in Lymington. As you can see, there's all four seasons up there. This is what we get. A little bit of sunshine and then a great big cloud threatening to ruin our sunset. This is another one that we looked at as well, another aluminium boat. Definitely an expedition boat. This one has been sold. We did look at this one and Tony was really taken with it because from an engineering point of view it's built very, very solid. Designed to go to places like Antarctica. I don't know if I want to go to Antarctica at the moment, but it's, I believe, been sold. But we were looking for something a little more spacious and a little bit more comfortable. And then these are a couple of other boats. We didn't look at this blue one. This one wasn't for sale at the time. But this one here is Bella V, which is a Discovery 55. And we were hoping to see this one. And I met the owner the other day, who's absolutely delightful. But unfortunately, she was still in Amsterdam when we were here in last year. So we didn't get to go on board. And the Discoveries are also a lovely boat. And this was definitely a strong contender. As you can see, very similar to Osprey, but got the Solent rig, which is two big foresails at the front, which is what I really liked. And but it's got an in-mast furling, which I didn't want. So there's always something to choose, always a compromise with boats. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit of a look around Berthon. Couple of pretty windy out there tonight. Yeah, I know. Let's see what we've got down here. It's not looking very exciting compared to what's actually happening. 26, 27, oh, it's 31, 32, 33, oh, it's picking up. Really big ones out there. 36, 39. Oh, we got to get the 40. Oh, You might be wondering, why did we stay in Lymington for over a month? Well, we were waiting for our shipment of personal effects to arrive from Australia, keeping ourselves busy and getting to know Osprey. Plus the weather, it was just one strong wind warning after another. It wasn't all bad while we waited out the weather. We took the bikes on the train to Southampton to check out a small boat show that had popped up. Nothing too big, but still a fun way to pass the time. And as a bonus, we got to enjoy a lovely dinner with one of our sons who coincidentally lives in Lymington. Sometimes delays come with silver linings. While waiting for the pallet to arrive, we spotted a small weather window between two systems. Perfect timing for the weekend. Alright, so we're leaving Lymington for just a couple of days. We're going to go to Poole. It's beautiful out here today. And a perfect distance to sail to Poole, giving us a chance to practice anchoring for a few nights. As we motored down Lymington Harbour for the third time, I felt much more confident handling Osprey in tight confined spaces, especially manoeuvring around the Isle of Wight ferry. The route to Poole takes us down the Solent, past Hurst Castle and across the bay, a journey of about 20 nautical miles. But it's not a trip to be taken lightly. Care needs to be taken to make sure that you get the right tides and the right direction of the weather. The tides past Hurst Castle can run up to 4 knots, and with a prevailing southwesterly wind, trying to sail against both wind and tide can be anything but comfortable. Luckily the tide was with us and we had a beautiful east-northeasterly breeze at 10 knots. We didn't even have to get out of bed at a ridiculous hour. We've got to change course in about 4.6 nautical miles.
With the main sheet, you've got to have the traveller right down.
Yeah.
As it's on those. Well, those traveller winches are not very good.
Oh, I know. One of them is seized. Which one?
Seized?
Yeah.
Oh.
I told you it's hard to do it. Can you pull it down on that side?
Yeah.
I'll have to do it again. Despite the near-perfect conditions, the temptation to fiddle with the sail trim and squeeze that extra ounce of speed got the better of me. I couldn't help myself. I started adjusting the sail trim and the settings. Tony, of course, was perfectly content soaking up the vitamin D and had zero interest in playing around with the sails. Now, despite the sunshine, it was about 10 degrees, and in my book, that's freezing. What I didn't realise was that my beanie was fitting terribly, probably because it had been sitting in my cupboard for the last 20 years. And well, that might explain why we were both moving around the deck like a pair of drunken Teletubbies. In Tony's defence, he actually needed a new hip. At the time, he thought it was just a matter of getting used to clambering around the boat. But as time goes on, you'll see that that theory didn't quite work out as planned. Poole Harbour is very shallow, so for us anchoring is limited to just one spot, southeast of Brownsea Island in about 2 metres of water. We also had to keep well clear of the channel and the chain ferry. As we were anchored, I couldn't help but be intrigued watching the ferry antics. You see, 40 years ago I sailed down the same channel on a 38-foot hire boat under full spinnaker at 5 p.m. on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It was crowded. I saw the ferry had loaded his passengers, and in my infinite wisdom I thought, he'll wait until we pass. Well, he didn't wait. He waited until we were practically in his path, and then he started his journey. That was the quickest drop of a spinnaker you've ever seen on a 38-foot cruising boat. I'm talking about a round-up to get that kite down on the foredeck at the perfect moment. It probably looked very skillful and planned, but in reality it was pure chaos, and it could have ended very badly. Over the years I've come to believe there's an unspoken code amongst chain ferry drivers. I'm sure they keep count. And there's one born every minute. So here we are in our lovely anchorage. Glass of wine. And here comes the wash. Finally, the wind's died off a bit, I think, because it was a lot pipier earlier on. Look at these guys going down here, they're whipping out. There's 2 little yachts going out, 2 very small boats going out, and 2 bigger boats coming in. And they're going nowhere. These guys would be doing 10 knots. Little cat, I think it's a Catalina, little Catalina, screaming along for it to go as fast as its life. These all in the same shot. Once all the ferries had stopped running and everything had quietened down, we had the most beautiful night, sat at anchor and breathlessly calm, and just sat there and watching the world go by. It was just beautiful. I cooked up a big pot of chilli because we had the family coming to see us for the next day, and I thought, well, that'll feed them all. My niece and nephew came and joined us for the Sunday, bringing not only their children but some beautiful pastries. It was a bit like a playgroup, really. We had an 8-month-old, an 18-month-old, a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old. So it was great fun, and but most importantly, they brought some beanbags that we had left stored at their house while we were staying with them. So we had a very excited group of kids, all excited to spend time at great Auntie Sally's boat. I remember my great aunties as being old and doddery, so I'm not quite sure what they think of me sailing around the world. The next morning we left Poole. The beautiful sunny weather had disappeared and we had absolutely no wind at all. Of course, as usual in England, you always get the gale warnings on the weather forecast, and so we're sitting there wondering where these gale warnings are. But that's how it is. It seems to go from gale warning to gale warning. So Tony was a bit bored, and he was hoping that we'd have had some stronger weather so that we could sail and get some salt water over the deck to get rid of the green that seems to grow in England very quickly. So he gave up, he got out the deck hose and started scrubbing the teak just to get rid of all the green. Coming up to Hurst Castle, and we have got about 3 knots of tide against us. It is ripping out. So we're just a couple of hours after high water, and it can run up to 4 knots against us. And I don't know if you can see this on the video, but you can literally see the current in the water. There's Hurst Castle there, or the tip of it, and literally we're just whipping past. Hard to see in the video, but you can see the boat just being pulled around. Even at 35 tons, we still get some affected by current. On in, and about where that yellow boat is, which is I think the sea tow or the sea start tow boat, there's supposed to be a yellow marker. So we're coming in going, oh yep, there's the yellow marker, yep, we've got that, that's good. And then I'm thinking, that's a rather large looking marker, it's a boat. See, life is never quite what you expect it is out here. Survey vessel showing you Poole Diamond Poole, acting as the marker itself. So this is Hurst Castle with no breeze, and you can see the current just whirring us about. If you look at the aspect on the land, you'll be able to see just how much the bow is being pulled. She goes. Gosh, it's cold. My nose is freezing. Yeah. Tony, what have we got current against us at the moment? Have a look. So have a look on the chart plotter.
3 knots.
Oh, about. That's not an exact. That's a Tony assessment. We have no wind. And there we have the lighthouse there is still on, beeping away. You can see the current running over the end of it there as well, over the tip of the point there. We are going to Lymington. Yeah, it would be good. Otherwise we're going to end up on the beach over there. Around she comes. Change course for Lymington. Which is sort of down there somewhere. There she is, that's Lymington. You got to come round a fair bit more, Tony. Yeah, easily. Oh, we're out of it now. Lymington is in sight. Wow. So we headed back into Lymington to pick up our pallet and our goods from Australia, which had finally arrived. And of course it was raining. It's always raining in England. It's anytime you want to do anything useful, it rains. However, we did get a visit from Annette and Steve from SV Cordelia with Gus. We met these guys back in the Caribbean when we were boat hunting, and we became firm friends. They found themselves over in the UK, so why wouldn't they pop by and help us unpack? It was really made a big effort on that day because it wasn't without drama.
She's on it. We're
Yeah.
off.
Alright.
Yeah, we're off.
So you don't want to visit us because this is what happens. Look who we've got on board. You don't want to visit us because when you come to visit us, this is what happens. We had all our shipment arrive today and it's a mess. Apart from a minor problem at the back where somebody didn't open a seacock and then we turned on the air conditioning to cool us down, because heat us up because we were cold, and water flooded in. So we had a bit of an overflow and now our back cabin is wet. So all the wet bedding's in there with our bean bags and we're drying, but I'm okay because my bed didn't get wet. It's only Tony's. That's okay, he forgot to open the seacock. So yeah, so Steve, Annette and Gus, welcome on board. Hey!
I was told this is Osprey luxury sailing.
Hectic today. Oh, ferry, kids in small boats. All of a sudden the weather changed and it was time to go. We couldn't delay anymore. We couldn't find any more excuses for staying in Lymington. We had to go. The weather was in our favour. So we threw off the lines. We said goodbye to Lymington and that was it. We left. Not knowing if or when we would ever come back. The needles. The infamous needles. I've never sailed out here before. So there's the needles. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a line of currents. Literally way round it. At this point, Tony thinks we're about to run aground. He sees the breaking waves and he knows that there are shallows around, and he's absolutely convinced we're about to hit the bottom.
The shallows, I think.
Huh?
You're heading for the shallows.
Not according to the chart, no. No, that's deep. Tony's hard at it. Motoring along again. No breeze. Nothing to do. You're dribbling. Oh no, that's disgusting. At least the sun's trying to shine. But yes, the so-called 15 knots of breeze from the nor'easter didn't fill in. It's winter sailing, all or nothing. And it's still a bit chilly. But the sun is shining. There is no swell. It's only a 20-mile sail today. 20-mile motor to Chapman's Poole. Hopefully it'll be nice and calm in there. It's a bit open to the south, so we're hoping that the swell doesn't roll in and it's actually a pleasant place to stay. It's supposed to be very pretty. We'll find out. People at the top of the hill. Oh, it's very pretty. Chapman's Poole. Almost. So this is Chapman's Poole. And it's beautiful. There's a waterfall over there. That's what looks like a rubbish dump. Not quite sure what all those coloured buckets are, but we might explore that in the morning. Apparently there's a beautiful hike ashore, so depending on how the weather pans out, we may go ashore in the morning and check it all out. So we're a little bit open to the weather here. It's that is directly southwest, and it is a southwesterly wind that's blowing at the moment. But what breeze there is, there's not much. Yeah, it's a little bit bouncy up and down, but as long as we don't get any big wind, which is not forecast, then should be fine. Anchored in about 2.1 meters, so not very deep at all, but deeper than where we were the other day in Poole. And it's low tide, so that's the little chart notification there on the chart panel. That's where we are. G'day everyone, welcome back to Australia. So it's February 2025 and we're looking forward towards our season 2 and making plans for our sailing season. So the boat at the moment is in Spain, in the Med. We are entering the Oyster cruise, which is a cruise of about 20 other Oyster yachts, and we're all heading from Palma, Majorca to Croatia. So that's a 3-week trip. We're breaking at various anchorages, but other than starting in Croatia and finishing in Dubrovnik, we work it out as we go along. So we're looking to invite people on board this year. So if you'd always wanted to sail on an Oyster, or you fancy a holiday in the Med, or you actually want to learn and get some more sailing experience, then come and join us for a week, or a fortnight, 10 days, anything's possible. So we've set up a website, and all the information's on the website, www.ospreysailingadventures.com, and come and join us. It'll be great fun. Can't wait to see you. Join us next time as bad weather rolls into Chapman's Poole and we have to leave at very short notice. This puts our communication skills to the test and we discover a hole in our training.
I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and see all